Hello and welcome back, where we will actually be playing Rabbit and Steel today. Oh boy. Alright. Had some feedback coming in, just had to cut that out. I mean, yeah, time zones exist. You can search those up yourself and figure out where the hell you are. But yeah, anyway, we are going to play some Rabbit and Steel today as a backup, because I have not updated Hat in Time in a while, nor Sea of Thieves, and I'm kind of out of the loop on those ones right now. But I do have stuff in this game I want to do. Alright, let me just... So do bear in mind that I've got the game full screened, and I am using my new tablet as the chat filter. So the likelihood of me missing something now is probably going to be even higher than usual, but I'll try to, like, look down between each stage. Alright, so what's going on in here? I have done all of the normal and the hard content, I think. Let me just run back to confirm that. Yeah, I've got the normal mode clear skin and the hard mode skin. And I think that goes for the rest of the rabbits too. Yep. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Yeah, so at this point, I'm pretty sure I already confirmed that I've got all these guys. At this stage... Why is that showing up as a 1? Oh, because it assumes that I'm doing 2-player with the mouse and keyboard? Okay. That's fine, I don't really care about that. I'm not toy box. What am I looking for? Is it in options? Is it somewhere else here? Okay, this is what I was looking for. Freaking trinkets, man. So if I... Oh, you come back. If I recall, I've gotten... I had a floof ball, and I beat a normal run without taking any damage, so I got the golden floof ball. To get the next level up, I need to beat hard without taking any damage with my golden floof ball equipped. And then I guess apart from that, I'm just trying to complete as many lunar runs as possible. And so far, I am standing at a whopping 0. Lunar's hard. We'll, you know, we'll do a hard mode just for fun. Turn to title. Because Rabbit and Steel got some DLC recently That unlocked a whole new route, which is a step above, I would say, the standard content. So we'll go... Taken through the kingdom at random. Still not quite sure what the difference between this and this is. So all route will be taken through the kingdom at random. So that's presumably the one above ground that leads to the moon. And then this is below ground. All stages, enemies, and stages will be mixed. So is there not a... Well, I guess there wouldn't be a random route? Not that it would really matter, because like, there's 4 stages either way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. Okay, well, we'll do a hard mode. I'll play... Who is my fave? You know, I play Dancer in 14. I do just like dancers. Let me change up my skin, though. Bubblegum was fun to play with. But I think I still just like the green and the white. Alright, quick overview. You've got a primary button, a secondary button, a special, and a defensive. Primary is usually what you're going to be doing most of the time. Secondary has some circumstances where you want to use it. Special is usually big damage effect on cooldown, and defensive is defensive. Might come with some other boof. So for Dancer, I want to use my special. And then every time I use either my primary or my secondary, there is a 50% chance of resetting my special. Primary gets me 2 charges on my secondary, increasing the damage by 50%. And vice versa, secondary gets me 2 charges on my primary, increasing its damage by 50%. So, ideally, I want to go special, primary, primary, secondary, special, primary, primary, secondary, primary, primary, secondary, unless I'm too far away, which I guess I'll do secondaries because that one's ranged. I can use my defensive to be immune for a couple of seconds, or like 1 second. And it gets me more cry, which increases all my damage by like 10%? 20%. Yet slightly more damage on that primary than the secondary. And that's Dancer. Let's go. Wait. Yeah, okay, I have my have my foofball. The whole reason I'm back here in hard mode. Oh god, this is so easy compared to what I've been doing. Oh, you heading out, homie? Okay, well, thanks for stopping by and for giving me an excuse to delay on Warcraft until next week. You mentioned next Tuesday, right? Okay, so see you tomorrow, probably, for maybe more Rabbit and Steel. Alright. Random reward. Special random chaotic effect. % chance for more damage. That one's fine for anyone. Rapid luck. Which gives me a 100% chance to... Or which makes all % chances guaranteed for 5 seconds, I guess. I can't reset it, but I could reduce its cooldown if I get something that reduces all my cooldowns. I've done Book of Cheats a number of times. Rabbit looks pretty good for me, and I'm going to hope I get some good synergy for it. Don't like that particular layout of the boss, but it was fine. Do damage when I use a long cooldown. Special after secondary. Secondary stronger and can grant me invuln. Extra gold if I don't intend to take any damage is just free gold. Money. Money. Now to use some of that mon. Lover Emerald. Alright. Primary doesn't do any damage, but charges and supercharges, meh. This really has charge. It will reset your special. Meh. If I'm going a luck route, then that's just, like, working against me. Ah, more damage, but I'm only going to be able to use it when I reset it, because 99 seconds is a long time to wait. Which is, honestly, fine. I usually like taking this one quite often, especially if I get one of the things that makes my primary or secondary's damage dependent on my special's cooldown. Or I could grant myself haste. Nah, this one. Shorter cooldown. Not very useful. And these are both healing things that I'm not going to need. Man, I got 5 hit points. I forgot how nice it is to be back in hard mode. Also, I would have taken damage by now with the Enrage timer on Lunar. Gotta keep moving. Gotta stop moving. Gotta keep moving. Ah, no, I took damage. Should use my special, or my defensive. Oh well, I'll complete the run. Just as a frame of reference. not get a lot of damaging things, did I? $270? Could definitely be better. Ability to do 15 more. Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest buff for me right now, just because my primary and secondary hit twice. Ooh! Cutting the edge of that, hitbox there. Aw. A bit of delayed input there made me go outside the circle. Phase 2. Oh, I'm so slow. That is still the thing I hate the most, is inconsistent movement speed. Ah! Oh god. There we go. So yeah, 3 hits. I would have lost that run if we were doing Lunar. Plus, it would have been way harder. Also, I would have taken probably more damage just from being so slow. Heal up. Oh, which... Yep. Topaz Charm is gone. No extra money now. I don't have any buffs. So just making this a OGCD would be good. Oh man, I have a lot of money still. I'd like to pick this up, but I don't know if I'm going to be getting any buffs. I can have Rabbit Luck. If I'd taken Chaotic Effects, probably. It's more damage, and I got all this money. Let's use it. I don't feel like picking up Vanish, though. And none of these appeal to me. Maybe some extra damage if the fight wears on. Ow. That was bigger than I was led to believe. Damage is pretty good, though. Yeah, definitely just, like, doubled my damage with those last upgrades. Woo! Oh god, what am I doing? Winning, that's what. Defensive and loot are shorter. Any cooldowns on my loot? Oh, right, I got a cooldown on that one. Special only deals 10 damage but applies Ghost Flame. That can be good. Not for me, though. And defensive is shorter. I guess that could be fine. I don't have anything that resets my defensive anyway. I guess this is probably better for me to get more rabbit luck and whatever other cooldowns I come across. Read that wrong. Ah, no! Read that one wrong, too. This one's easy, at least. Shit, still got hit. Oh, Lord. So much to look at. Oh, wait. I read that wrong. Ooh. Almost forgot about the one underneath. Ah, shit. Ah, man, I actually died. Alright, well, that gets us a good idea of what we're expecting while we play this. Now to go back to Lunar and try to make any sort of advancement on this. So I've done Scholar's Nest, King's Arsenal. I don't think I've completed the King's Arsenal. Actually, I guess I can check my achievements. What was the last thing I did? Beat the Scholar's Nest on Lunar. Alright, time to take the gloves off. So I do like Dancer. I don't think they're the best one to do this. I need somebody who can do a lot of reliable damage. Like would. Wow, but I don't know who that actually is. Maybe Spell Sword? Double casting can be quite nice, but I also need somebody that I won't just die with, and that's a bit of a challenge on some of these, like, more complicated people. Hammermaid's super simple. I swing hammer. Special does as much damage as my primary does, so it's just a double primary. But she is so slow, I won't be able to, like, make some of the mechanics in time. Same with Defender. These like big tanky rolls, man. Not that there's tanking. It's just like, I don't know, some support abilities. Who to play, who to play. Pyro just, like, sets the world on fire and goes crazy with abilities. If I'm throwing enough stuff out there, something will hit. Default Pyro's fine. Alright, so what was it again? Primary, or special does lots of damage. Secondary has chance to reset primary, or special? Yep, it's got a fairly short cooldown, and I think it's an OGCD. Yeah, and then I'm just using my secondary otherwise. Targeted, line attack. So that one can very easily miss. Oh, and what did this do? Resets primary and charges it. Is there anything here to slow down my movement speed? No, the biggest benefit, consistency. Ow. That damage is good, though. Damage and increased damage for 9 seconds. Basically 100% uptime. It's not a lot. The more money I have, the stronger I become. Or no, the luckier I become. But I'm going to need to spend all of my money to stay alive. Secondary is stronger and grants me invuln, yeah. Add a dot to my primary. So I don't have 100% uptime. Oh, except I don't think reapplying a dot, or I guess a debuff, resets the cooldown. Random buff. Let's take the invuln. The more time I spend not being targetable, the better. That is like a, what, a half second of invuln? Our global cooldown is just slightly more than a second. Okay, so yeah, it's probably a second. Ah! It's okay, it's still early. We're getting heals every time we open a chest. $100% more damage, which is multiplicative instead of additive. So that would be 100%, so 200%, so 240% more, or 240% of the damage. Pretty good. But it would be almost twice as long. And slow me down a bit. And then I do 80 damage per cooldown. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 320 damage every time I use my defensive. And if I just keep picking up loot with cooldowns, that'll do more damage. I've got short cooldowns, not great for me. That would have been pretty nice on the Dancer, but I didn't know I was going to get the 99-second cooldown. Global cooldown of my special increases by 2.5. Ugh. 4. God, 4-second global cooldown. That doesn't feel worth it. Percent chance succeeds, so 50% chance when I use my primary. Placed on a zone. That protects me from damage for 2 seconds. Another defensive ability? I got like a hybrid here, that's fine. But I think I need more damage, so... this one? Or this one? Ooh, hard to say. Alright, let's see how slow we are. That's, yeah, not a big impact. And look at all that damage. Ow. I have to spend my hard-earned money on a heal. Feels bad when it's only 1 HP, but man, I'm only 2 from dying. Abyssal Flame. Well, if I hadn't just increased its global cooldown to be like kind of slow, that might have been nice. Damage increased by 20%. Speed is slightly increased. All cooldowns are 2 seconds short. I'm not sure if I've really ever had Abyssal Flame before. This is a kind of unknown upgrade for me. No longer usable. Activates automatically every time you use your secondary. No longer resets special. All damage is increased by 20%. Movement speed is moderately increased at all times. Man, if I can get the thing that makes my primary no longer usable but increases all of my damage, that might be worth considering. 20% increased damage. I'm faster. Makes up for that movement speed slow that I got earlier. I just use it every time I use my secondary. $180, 360, or I could increase my relative damage of my special by 100, reduce the cooldown by a good margin. You see, I'd like both of these, but I'm poor, and I can barely afford one of them and a heal. If I want my primary, I can't get this, which is arguably better than the full heal. The radius would probably be easier to land than the line. The short cooldown's nice. But 20% extra damage on everything. Just make my secondary stronger. We're going for stronger secondary. What are you at now? Yeah, it's a little bit better. And my primary now does 126, so it's like I just added a third hit to this. Oh god. Damage! Need more damage! Fucking enrage. Missing a couple of my specials. Not great. Yeah, okay. Not a great setup. Didn't have enough damage. I miscalculated how that interaction with my primary was going to be. I need to reset. Let's try another pyro. Fine, we're fine. Make this hit 110 harder and this 10 less. That just changes the base damage. So I'd still get, like, level and percentage and buffs. Shielded from damage every 20 seconds. And do damage. Big damage increase and invulnerability for 8 seconds every 30 seconds. Damage that I can trigger more if I move around a lot. Shorter cooldowns, but everything with a cooldown starts on cooldown. So I'd be able to use my my secondary only for a while. But then it'd be so short. The primary would be on a 1-second cooldown. Might be able to get a lot of specials with that. Oh, is it worth it? Fuck it. Maybe. I don't think anything gives me invuln, right? No. Burn. Well, that would probably matter more if I still had the 3-second cooldown on this instead of 2. This is better for other people. I need the one that's like... is it 1.2 seconds or lower? Or is it 1.1? Ideally, I never get hit, and this is just 30% more damage. But in reality, I know this is gonna last all of, like, 2 enemies if I'm lucky. 20% more damage on my specials, probably the best thing here. If I get some invuln later, then I'll just be nice. I'll definitely need a heal now. Hmm. You know, I never bothered to check the audio levels for this. It's a little quiet. Some good music in this game. Yeah, no. Ooh. Cooldown super short. I might be able to get like double triggers on my primary with this. Ooh, and it will allow me to start doing damage faster too. Yeah, probably that. Yeah, every second counts. Ow. Tried to do that angle. Whew. Definitely would have gotten hit by that. Ow. Oh, what the hell hit me that time? I swear I was out of path to those arrows and I was nowhere near the, Oh, the chain. I was so close I couldn't even see it. Ah, I guess that's on me. Alright, let me run. Well, that had some potential, but easy come, easy go. Come see, come saw. The heavy blade is so short range, as is the assassin. I feel like I'm just gonna get zoned by the enemies. I need somebody who does dots, but the best I can get is like the ancient rabbit who sends a little familiar to prick the enemy, kinda. More like hug them, and every time I attack, they attack. Or the druid, who places a damaging zone and summons a spirit that shoots at my target. There's no, like, plague master, alchemist, or anything that just, like, dots them up. I wish there was more of that. Maybe I'll try you. I like the look in your eye. Okay, so secondary gets me charges of Dark Spell, which doubles the casts of all my other things. Hit twice. Hit twice. Hit twice. damage itself also takes Dark Spell to hit multiple times, so I'm not losing out too much if I'm too far away to get thrusts off, besides the fact that they're also a bit faster cooldown. Alright. Perfectly average damage. I should be expecting to do about 200 at this stage. Secondary Influx Bleed, which would increase the damage of everything by 20. Which is good when everything is multi-hitting. All global cooldowns are 0.4 seconds faster, but I can't use my special. Probably this one. That went all right. Defensive applies freeze. Send damage 3 times, applying freeze. So that'll do 210 damage, and then 50 damage, then 100 damage, then 150 damage. So it'll be 300, 510 damage every time I use my defensive. Damn, that seems like a lot. Percent chance of dealing 100 damage to enemies with my primary. Special will deal 400 damage extra every 12 seconds. Let's do 700 damage for 16 seconds. 30% more damage when I'm far away from my target. This will also benefit from the extra damage I get from bleed. And that is just like a lot of base damage. I'll have to remember to use my defensive more offensively. Made all the better by the fact that it hexes my target. Yeah, alright. Cold Steel Shield. Yeah, damage is good. But more aggressive aggressive use of defensive is scary. Leaves me nothing to fall back on. But at the same time, I'm really bad about using my defensive defensively. Applies Poison Hex to all enemies. Increases damage by the same amount, but also does 40 damage every second for 7 seconds. Deals more damage, has more uses. Deals more damage. And maxes out my dark... Well, almost maxes out my dark spell. If used when you have 3 dark spell or less, has a 50% chance to reset your defensive. I use my defensive, and then I use my secondary, and then I use my defensive. This one charges my special. Oh, these are all good. Okay, so secondary applies bleed, and defensive does damage. Does more damage, charges special for 50% extra damage. Deals more damage, stacks dark spell faster, and has a chance to reset the defensive. I feel like I'm going to be spending so much time just using my secondary, though, that I'm not going to get that second benefit. More uses of my special's good too, though. It does more damage, and it stacks Dark Spell faster. Even if I don't get the defensive, this is nice. Extra money would be nice. Do I need the global cooldown or the regen more? Probably the regen. Yeah, I'm gonna need the regen. Alright, so... secondary special... secondary... That's pretty good. Okay, seems to be going fine. Why did I say that? I'm gonna die now. Ah! Go! Fast enough. Man, how are we doing on time here? It's only been an hour and a half, God. Short runs are real fast and short. Especially when I keep dying. Alright, Spell Sword's fun. Man, I'm so bad at Druid. Rather try the Ancient. Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix. Alright, so let's see. Primary does damage, and does damage around the Ancient. Secondary sends them flying towards my target and shortens the cooldown on my special. Wait, how do I... what? Why can't I use my special? Oh, that's about... Alright, well that should just... Okay, where's that time? Weird. Alright, yep. Send it out with my secondary. Do some attacks to the primary, and then just burst him with the special. I can pull him back with my defensive. Ah. Myself getting hit. That's fine, we're in the early stages. Special's in such a long cooldown that I don't think that's going to come up very much. Percent extra damage almost half the time. Defensive after secondary. Primary has a chance to make my secondary do more damage, but only if it's my next ability. Shorter cooldowns disabled by my defensive. I don't really like any of these. I guess this one will just be adding 350 damage to my special. Ugh, terrible. 'Cause I spent so much time chasing after the damn thing. Primary applies Spark. Nah. Secondary Curse. Nah. Fire damage and paint. There's all these terrible drops, man. I wasn't particularly great with this person, but you're not giving me much to work with. Fucking no. I guess this is just 10% more damage. I don't much care for it. Cooldown special by a second. 50% chance to reset special. Restores secondary, all damage is increased by 20%. Ooh. I could see myself using any of these three. flat uncontested damage. I'll use this to restore my secondary anyway. Random buff. 240 extra damage. The synergy of this 50% chance to reset special and then use special. Regen, extra damage on my secondary, damage after 40 seconds. Gosh, that takes so much damage, man. It hard be staying alive out here. Woohoo! Alright, not taking any damage there. Oh! That almost hit me. Health paying for itself. Ow. Ah. Ugh. Well, I actually got through them. I feel like I haven't actually beaten her yet. Means I'm going into new territory here. Ooh, scary. 300 extra damage whenever my secondary resets my special. Every 10 seconds I do 200 damage and 10% extra damage all around. Crits hit harder. I think I'm just going all in on that secondary into special. Deal 300 extra damage when that sets off, and then do 350 extra damage when I complete it. Getting a little bit of weird delayed input. This is what I get for using Bluetooth instead of goddamn wired controller, I guess. Oh, hey there.
Sanctuary.
Was Sanctuary taken? Oh, yeah. Fuck. Silly me. Thank you for calling that out. I will fix that. Also, how you doing today? Sorry if I left you on red for a while there. I was planning to stream something else earlier today and made a last-minute change over to Rabbit and Steel, so I totally forgot to change my tags while I was at it. Let me try this time. I like Hammermaid. I hate how slow she is. Sorry, I hate how inconsistent she is, because, like, this is pretty slow. Oh, every time I use my hammer, it's slow. Especially the double. And then the secondary makes me go so fast. I feel like this is just asking for me to get hurt. What do the special do, or the defensive do again? Right, it does damage equal to my secondary. And it resets my global cooldown, which is weird. So ideally I want to, like, use that at the exact same time as I use something else. So, oh man, this is such an interesting character. So if I have, like, I don't know, a 4-second global cooldown on my special, which is very much possible with the right loot. Would this reset it to 1.5? Not that I'd be able to do that consistently, because it's got a freaking 15-second cooldown. But worth thinking about. I guess it'd have to. Chance of dealing 200 damage. Defensive cooldown. I'm not gonna have enough money to make any use of that. I like the lower cooldowns. I don't like the increased movement speed. So that's gonna be weird with the secondary. Damage, and then add 30%. Let's do some math on this. So I assume that's going to be cumulative as well. Calc. 80 times 1.3 would do 104 damage, and then what was that? 9 times. So 30% extra damage. On the second? So I guess it'd be 10 attacks. So 80, then 104, then 135, 175, 228, 297, 386, 501, 652. Am I missing one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So that would make my secondary duel an extra 850 damage if that's the only thing I'm using. Ooh. That could be nice. Could be. Won't be, though. Actually, no. It probably just increases the damage by 300%. So that'd be 240 damage? Yeah, not nearly as nice. Otherwise, yes, I would just use nothing but my secondary. Chance to just do 200 extra damage. Done. Easy. She do hit hard. Poison ain't bad. That's just guaranteed damage. Chance for my primary to be super fast. And any buffs we're thinking about. Dragon Skin. I don't think I've seen that one yet. Shield you from damage once, slows movement significantly, and increases damage by 40%. How is this different from, like, Stone or Granite Skin? Is this just the next tier up? Stone Skin, I think, was 10%? Maybe 20%? If I use it off cooldown every 2 times I use my defensive, I would get another... Ah, it would make me even slower, good lord. I need that shit that makes me immune to things that change my movement speed. I need it bad. I need a shop for that. For one particular drop, which is so much harder to come by now that the loot pool has been flooded with all this new stuff. Nice, easy 5,000 damage. Or occasionally this is faster. I don't think I've ever actually taken the Poison Frog Charm. Let's do it. I'm venomous. What I'm talking about with the fast movement speed. I am really surprised I didn't take any damage there. Holy crap. Oh my god. My floofball is still pristine. Chance to supercharge when I use my primary. That would have been nice if I'd had the thing that occasionally makes it super fast. Deal 110 damage, move quickly, then deal 110 damage again. Does that add a startup to my secondary? Because if so, ugh. No longer a usable ability. All global cooldowns more than a second are reduced to 1 second. Damage of all abilities is increased by 30%. So I would just be using my primary and my secondary now. Maybe a bit faster. I'd rather be disabling my primary and just buffing its damage by a crazy amount, please. Longer does any attack, cooldown is reduced, damage of all abilities increased by 10%. And this will stop me from being slowed down while using my primary and special. Yes, please. extra health? Or 2 health? I'll take the extra health this time. Angled. Angled, please. Figures I get an enemy that immediately disables my movement speed change. I'm surprised I hit you from over here. Further angle. Hammer made hard. Right, you use your special to make your primary's global cooldown actually short. And then otherwise you're quick jabbing. You're super short range, though. I'm definitely going to get zoned out with you. You've got to be on a constant line with the enemy, which sucks. You're kind of short range, too, honestly. Just fucking melees, man. You're weird. Radius, left and right, all... You know, I haven't played the Shadow in a while, maybe. Oh, it glows. I'm not sure if it used to do that. Tell me I'm actually too far away to use it. If I'm far away, it gives me invulnerability and leaps. So it only sometimes gives me invuln. Interesting. Slightly less damage than my primary, so I shouldn't worry too much about using one or the other. Honestly, this hardly does any more damage, but it hits everywhere and everything. Okay. Do the simple one, please. Cooldown hits, or secondary hits a lot harder, but it's the long cooldown. That'd be really inconsistent. Yeah, alright. Damage is good. Oh, right. My specials, or my defensives also got a global cooldown, which is really weird. Resetting the special, unfortunately, might not do anything for me. More damage on my secondary. Or just add bleed. I'm already melee. I don't think I can afford to decrease the radius of my abilities. Bleed. Again, tried to take advantage of the invuln on my secondary, and of the 4 abilities that were disabled, it was disabled. Probably not best I try to exploit that. Gains a mega charge when you gain invuln. 300 damage twice would definitely make it stronger than my secondary now. But then I'd probably get stuck in the cycle of running away from the enemy, using my primary, and then charging them to improve the power of my primary. Oh, and yeah, that's not going to happen. Damage and radius increases by 30% for every time you use this in a row, up to 9 times. So I can make that do 270 damage twice, but it's not going to happen. No longer has a global cooldown, and no longer slows movement. So I can just use that one off cooldown. Hits less times, cooldown's shorter, grants haste. I think this will be the biggest benefit for me. Goodness, that damage is good, because I am also getting hit pretty hard here. Whew. Look at the timing on that one. What time are we approaching now? 2:15? I wonder how many more of these I have in me right now. Fuck it, I hate the wizard, but I'll give him a try. I keep just gravitating towards the bee skin. Alright. Primary hits hard. Slows movement. Secondary charges special. Special hits hard. Has a chance to reset when I use my primary. Defensive, and increases my damage by 50% while I'm in the circle. Just my primary that makes me slow. Bad damage. Primary applies freeze. Cooldowns are shorter, but I can't use my special anymore. My primary doesn't hit that much less than my special does. I could maybe get by on that. 40% more damage. Primary becomes unusable. Fuck it, no special. I misjudged how long it would take for that to trigger. You alright? That's fine, I wasn't feeling it anyway. It was a bad choice. Okay, Druid. Bumblebee. Place down his own, place down the spirit. Spirit hits harder, zone hits more times. The spirit's more consistent. So I guess I'd prioritize that. So slow. Is that really all that different from, like, the amount of movement speed slow I have on it right now? Or should I really just stop me? I didn't say so. Secondary applies a dot. Dig. Oh, didn't consider that. Alright, that wasn't really a good run. I'll give him another shot. Secondary inflicts bleed. Adding cooldown to my secondary is super fine. Damage. That could be nice. Throw out 3 butterflies and then just attack a bunch of times. Or 50% more damage. Provided I don't get anything that reduces my global cooldown. Any extra damage on this would be nice. That's fine on this. Every 8 times. So that'd be every, what, 12 seconds I'd be using 8 abilities. And I get to use 3 specials. Which would get me like 1 extra special for every 2 that I would normally cast. A little bit more, even. But 50% damage is probably just better. I felt faster than 300 damage per second. Hmm. Damage is reduced. Increments every time I use any other ability. Ah, turn it into a dot. Oh. The damage increase doesn't apply to, like, debuff damage, unfortunately, I think. So this would probably just be a damage down. Oh, just make a bomb. 340. 680 versus 450, 900, 1350. Does hit a lot harder. It's got a fast cooldown. I like this one. And regen. How big are you? Okay, fairly big. I probably don't have to worry about missing you. Ow. Ah. Hey, we're in pretty good shape. Bonus damage, as long as I don't move too far. I don't think I have any percent chances. So this is useless. I guess Tranquility. So slow, man. Alright, that was a decent attempt. I'll move on to someone else now. Let's go Dark Knight. I mean Heavy Blade. Gal. Charges both my primary and my secondary. I guess I should try to aim to do this at least once. Just do the one where you shoot side to side. I'll take this one. But I have to cycle. This would be better if I had just a crazy short global cooldown. Miracles. How do they work? Much faster cooldown. Cooldown 5 seconds. Secondary would no longer do damage, but it would still do 150 damage to my left and right. It would supercharge my other abilities. And that one's just asking me to take damage to try to get this to go off. Or 15% increased damage at all times and movement speed, and I'm no longer slowed while using some stuff. I kind of want this one. This one would be good too, but I don't feel like this actually slows me down. Make the invuln on my special a second longer. Let's go invuln. I will take both. Not Miracle shielded me that time. Because I barely ticked it. Ooh. That went very well. Alright, here's one of the things I was waiting for, but I probably don't want this. Special becomes combined cooldowns multiplied by 10 divided by hits. 5, 13, 28, 32, so 320. Would do slightly more damage, and would probably just get better over time. %30 more damage on my primary. More damage on all of my abilities, 50 on this, plus anything else I get. Think Pocket Watch. So strong. Okay, I'm not sure if I've seen wolf form yet. Oh, what do you mean that hit me? Come on. Alright, what's the time now? Do I try one more run? Sure. Let's... You know what? I haven't done Dancer on Lunar tonight. Let us do a Dancer. Bubba Gum. Aw, but so many of my abilities hit twice. I'm dramatically luckier when I have a buff. Do charges count as buffs? I don't think so. 40% more damage for the next 6 fights. That could just get me through the next zone. Sure. Sippin'. Primary and secondary now have a 2-second global cooldown and deal 70% more damage. So their global cooldown becomes 0.8 seconds longer, but they also do maybe if it was a 2-second cooldown. Once again, I don't know how I feel about most of these. There's so many things that just like slightly reduce my movement speed. Dams are getting way down. 3 seconds might be a bit much. Sure, let's see what Dragon Skin's about. Movement speed's reduced. I get Dragon Skin, which protects me for 10 seconds and increases my damage by 40%. Also makes me super slow. That damage is really good right now. Between Dragon Skin and T. It's a lot. Can only be used after my special. This hits harder and resets my special, guaranteed. And burn. That's a lot of hits. I don't think I've ever used this before. I'm tempted. Health, evasion, a little bit of damage. Health. Alright. I don't know why I'm not moving in the directions that I keep holding. Maybe it's because I hold my controller at an angle like this, and I am still kind of preemptively aiming my joystick up, which is actually diagonal. Well, I think that's enough for the night. Well, I made absolutely no progress. Didn't even manage to finish King's Arsenal. Let alone a complete run. But I gained some experience and familiarized myself with some classes that I don't play all that often. Nice, relaxing game. God, I could play this for a long time, though. Alright, well, thank you very much for stopping by. We will probably be back here again tomorrow, maybe with some more Rabbit and Steel. Since I got a little bit more time to prepare for it, I could actually set up Sea of Thieves or Hat in Time to be ready. And next week, we will start Warcraft 2 proper. But until then, thank you for stopping by. Take care, and have yourselves a good night.